Hey guys, Jessica Damo here, and this is part 2 of my question and answer video. The other, apparently my cameras won't do over like 33 minutes. So, the countdown says I got 26 minutes left. So let's see how many questions we can get through. We're on the Random No Name 95, answering questions about, Gatling guns and things like that. I don't know what Mrs. Gandamo's favorite mobile suit is. So, afraid we can't answer that one today. Did enjoy the Battlescar MSA line, and if so, which other mobile suits would have been included? I did. I wish that we had the Gundam Wing Battle-Scarred suits that they were going to release. Bandai put out images of them. They were going to make them, and then they never happened. And that was incredibly disappointing. What is your favorite and most liked Gundam in the G Gundam series? The Grand Gundam is my favorite. My least favorite would have to be the Zebra Gundam. I really don't like that one. What are the top 5 favorite custom MSIs you've made in your opinion? I love the Oxel Gundam. Some other favorites are the GM D-Type, the GM Trainer. I'm trying to look up at my list. If recolors count, the green Jungle Goof Custom. I really like that one. The GOG version 2 is pretty cool too. Just if you can version 2 any mobile suit, that's a handy thing. Oh, ground type Gundam version 2s. Those are customs. I like those. The whole line that I did in version 2 style. Some of those are my favorite. What is your favorite MSIA in the Battle-Scarred line? Probably the ground type Gundam. It came with so many things. What Gundam do you hope to get in the near future? I'm trying to get more stuff from Zeta, and I still don't have a green Hyzok. And someday, I really want a green Hyzok. Where do you see MSIA availability in the next 5 years? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I see people slowly, leaving the MSIA line because they've, started having a family, or they don't have room for them, or they don't play with them anymore, or look at them anymore, or they've switched to the Robot Spirit, so they moved to models. And yet, they're still kind of hard to get. So, I don't know. They'll probably get harder to get, but I think there will come a day probably where there's less and less people that are after them. So, I don't know. Does Mrs. Gundam have her own MSIA collection? Not really, but she also makes customs. And she's made customs in the past, and she often helps with the details of my customs. There's a lot of customs I do myself, but there's other things that she'll help with, or if I need something cut, that she does a lot of the cutting for me. Blaze0091 asks, what was your first Gundam MSI in your collection? I think it was a Wing Gundam version 1 yellow variant from KB Toy Store. Does any figure in your collection hold sentimental value to you? Not more than others. A lot of them have been, like the version 2s, Zaku's and things, they've been Christmas or birthday presents from my wife. My Japanese Blue Frame is a close present from a good friend. So sentimentally, I guess that one. Nothing extremely special besides the Oxel Gundam. Is your wife a fan of Gundam? Absolutely. Do you watch Build Fighters and try? Yep. What do you think about it? I like it. And answer that a little bit more in the previous video. If so, do you have any favorite Gundam from Build Fighters? None that I really remember. I liked that episode where they had the little mini Zeon soldiers with jetpacks or something putting bombs on other people's gunpla. And that was particularly cool. I don't remember if they were just little Zeons or what, but they had these little, teeny tiny model kit guys putting bombs on other people's Gundams. People were missing it and they were exploding. And that was like my favorite in Build Fighters. Have you ever built a Gundam model kit before? Yes I have. Built a few. I'd rather spend my time animating than building a model kit. But I'm a hypocrite because I will spend hours building custom MSIA. I'm hopeless. What can I say? Any other hobbies you like besides Gundam? I really love cave exploring. I can't do it right now. And I like hiking and I like camping. Camping isn't so hard, but the other ones are still kind of hard right now with my health. I like movie making. It's a lot of fun. And stop motion animation in general. Favorite TV shows or movies? I love the show Jericho, which isn't on anymore. 7 Days was a good show. I don't have any like current airing favorite shows. I like I don't remember even what it's called. AMC's Zombie Show, whatever it's called. I like that. Walking Dead. Yeah, that's what it's called. Movies. Lots of favorite movies. I like movies with time travel or like twists, where like alternate dimensions. So they go somewhere and they meet themselves, or they go to an alternate dimension and their self changes, but they're still them, but now they, are different. I like stuff like that. How old were you when Gundam aired in the U.S.? 16 or 17? How are you doing health-wise? I answered that, but doing well. Life is quite doable now. I just need more energy for my hobby. Pirates Productions writes, do you think stop motion should be a more popular type of filming? I do, but with CGI, it's largely unnecessary, which is sad. But there's people who are doing stop motion, and it's starting to be appreciated as an art style. I would rather watch a stop motion animation film than a Pixar film, depending on the Pixar film. I love Toy Story, and that would have been too hard to do in stop motion animation, I think. But overall, I just went and watched Inside Out, and I saw a trailer for a Snoopy movie that was going to be, some kind of Pixar style 3D type thing, and CGI. And I thought, they kind of made it look like stop motion. It was. Tim Burton's movie 9 was animated, and I thought it was stop motion. When I found out it wasn't, I was like, the Lego movie, I thought that was stop motion, and it wasn't. So that was slightly disappointing. Great movie, but I wish there was more. But it seems like, they're slowly becoming more as far as movies. Back in the day, no one made stop motion animation movies besides Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Mad Monster Party and Frosty the Snowman. There weren't a whole lot of stop motion films made, just commercials and segments of television. Old RoboCop scenes in the original RoboCop were stop motion animation. Did you ever watch Raven Flow's videos? I love Raven Flow's stuff. He's great. Always making me wish I could film more. Would you ever make stop motions without Gundams? I'm working on one. It's currently in plot development for a zombie Army Men stop motion incorporating numerous types of Army Men toys like firemen Army Men, police Army Men, children Army Men, civilians type people, Army Men style toys. And it'll be pretty cool, but you won't see anything of it for a very long time because it's just in the writing phase right now. And the pre-production kind of stuff where I'm coming up with set designs in my head and whatnot. And it'll probably be only like a 5-minute stop motion animation, but it should be pretty gory and pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. You probably won't see anything of it for 2 years. Crimson Raptors, right? Wow, 20 questions each? One, had you created a side story of Robotech as you originally wanted to, do you think you would have had just as many Veritech, Valkyrie jets, and Centrale battle pods as you do Federation and Zeon figures? I love Robotech. And part of the reason why I don't have a ton of Robotech Macross toys and why I'm not doing a Robotech side story was simply because the toys weren't in scale with each other, which I've seen people pull that off anyways, in spite of that, but having things in scale with each other helps a whole lot. Part of the thing why I don't switch to model kits or the Robot Damashi is because I've built all of these props and all these other things and movie sets and things in scale-ish with the MSIA, and I would have to completely change everything, from the robot hangars to the vehicles to the the micro machine people, and like it would all have to change to go with another scale. And some of it would work better, and some of it wouldn't work as well, and it's just better to stay where I'm at. Like, I should really use N scale people instead of HO scale people with the MSIA. But if you sneeze, you'll never find the N scale people again. So, So that's why I don't have a huge Robotech collection, was because they weren't in scale with each other, and it was just too difficult. But it would be so cool to have a huge collection of that. As a follow-up question, knowing what you do about set design, how much harder would it have been to create 1/100th, 1/72, 1/60th, and 1/55th scales for the various scales of Veritex and Battle Pods? It's hard. Just having separate sets for the G.I. Joes creates a whole level of difficulty. Why do both the RGM-79 GM model kits and the MSA RGM-79 GM model suit figures have a minty green to their body color? I've heard some say this is anime accurate, but I've watched both the original 1979 Gundam series on DVD and movie compilation on VHS and seen nothing but white. Even the MSI figures have white on the inside of the shield, and the model kit's box art shows them as white, if not bone white in color. Even the official Gundam Info YouTube's channel video shows a variety of shades of white to minty greens to a blue tint of restored and unrestored animation. I don't know, just variances. That's one of the beauties of it. That there's variances. In the 4th episode of Gundam 0080, War in the Pocket, while infiltrating the Federation base, Bernie says to a Federation soldier he was born and raised in Sydney, and this time of year, December 18th, 0079, the city would be all covered in snow. Then the 1st episode of Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory, Captain Synapse states to Nina Purpleton that Sydney was destroyed in Zeon's Operation British Colony Drop. This was either a very clever joke that someone made, or a massive oversight. I'm not really sure which. Have you ever found any official information on where the mobile suit carrier Grey Phantom was created at either Jaburo or Luna 2? I think all the Pegasuses were created at Jaburo. And pretty much they were being produced there, and there's 5 or 6 of them depending on your information. But that's from a couple years ago, and Gundam is always growing, so you just never know. Not a lot of information out there on the Grey Phantom, though. Although the Cosmo Fleet does have Chive class cruiser, the Conscript was in command of. Have you ever seen the Tive cruiser? I think I looked it up after that, and it looked pretty cool. But I don't think they have any model kits or anything of it. Have you seen a Columbus class freighter? No, I haven't. And he sent me a link, so I'll have to look at that. Would you make video detailing the games and mangas and other books you have of Gundam, and which ones you recommend and don't? I have done that with the mangas a little bit. The video games, I'm a little unfamiliar with YouTube's policies and video games. Some people do it, some people don't. But Bandai's a stickler about their music. Like, you can use their sound effects, you can even use their video in some cases, but use their music, they will find you, they will hunt you down, put their foot on your throat. So I haven't reviewed the video games because they have Bandai's music in them. I'm just afraid of them. They found a private first release episode of Gundam Father of Peace, and they flagged it because it had an MS Igloo song in it, which is why I had made it private, because now it has its own title sequence, but back then it didn't, and it was a private video, for Pete's sake. Bandai didn't care that I was making a Gundam side story. They cared that I was using their music in a private video. Oh, man. They're crazy. I love them, but they're crazy. I know you said you have used 1/87 scale HO models and figures in your stop motion animations, but from what I can understand, the MSA is roughly 1/175th scale. Would using a smaller, like N scale, which is 1/60th, be more helpful in adding even more detail throughout a scene, not to mention saving me storage in the war room? I kind of answered that already. You sneeze, even you blink your eye, the wind from your lashes will knock over those N scale figures. They're just too hard to animate. They're just too small. The HO is about as small as you can get. So, Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the HO. Is inappropriate size-wise as it is, it's just too hard to go in scale. And finally, how come you don't have a Twitter? Um, because YouTube and Gmail and eBay and the little bit that I get on Facebook keeps me too busy as it is. Pretty much. I don't want to be plugged into so many things that I never see the light of day. Or my wife. I have a pretty wife. It's best not to be completely all the time on the computer. Mr. Puerto Rican wants to know. Oh, no, that's a repeat. So, did I answer all the questions or did I get rid of some? I believe I have answered all the questions. Kind of wish I could have done this in one video, but oh well. Camera just wouldn't do it. And even if we were recording with this other camera, it still wouldn't have done it. Funny thing, 32 gigs. The other camera's not programmed to handle it, so it stopped at like 33 minutes and 3 gigs. And this camera records in much higher quality, so it's going to use all 32 gigs for 30 minutes. You just can't win. Well, I've enjoyed answering your questions. I'll do this another time. Maybe we'll get Mrs. Kandamu to show up. We'll see. And make sure to stay tuned for cool toy reviews and, eventually stop motion animations, which I am working on. And now if you've watched this video, I'm working on some other new things too. Well, catch you later, guys.